Don't forget the maybe, baby.
Maybe this will help. Will this help you?
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby.
All I'm saying is we need to get in the studio.
It's showtime.
Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help.
Don't forget the maybe, baby. 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 What up, bro? Wait a minute. Why can't I hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Sure can. Game on.
Did you start with Dicka Don't? Did you say Dicka Don't forget that?
Don't forget the
yeah, man, that is terrible.
forget the mate. Wow. Dang, bro.
Terrible in a good way. Terrible in a good way. Yep. I don't know where to go from there, but
They could try to make me believe anything, boy. I tell you. What's the deal, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help the podcast. Give you the good, the bad, theAlimony. Relationship talk you can relate to. About to get into it for the next 2 hours, hour and 48 minutes. Me and Mike, we might have some special guests tonight. We don't know, but we're going to do what we do. Halftime, we're going to break. Ask you guys to donate to the cause because we want to stay online and we want to keep doing this in the 2024. If you don't want it, don't send no money. If you do want it, send some money so we can stay online, pay these bills. Besides that, we're going to check in real quick. We're going to get into some fun stuff tonight, man. Tag a friend, grab your favorite snack, your favorite drink, and let's go ahead and get into it. Mike, D, Daniel, I cannot hear you. Are you talking to us?
yep. Check.
Okay. Start the show.
Check.
Yeah, check. Got you. Loud and clear.
Yeah, my little mini mic died.
Dang, the recharging situation.
Yeah.
Listen, analog ain't never let us down, man. We got to return back to the stone.
We got to return to our root with the wired microphone that's hooked up to the amp, to the speaker. Yeah.
Nigga, I got the $2.99 special. Get it at the gas station. Buy 8 of them. You're gonna need to buy 8 of them, but you know.
Because the one is gonna go out each week.
Sheesh. Say that.
Man,
how was the week, bro?
Man, my week was busy. It was good. It was extremely busy. I bit off a lot more than I was ready. Not that I could chew, because I chewed it, but I bit off a lot more than I wanted to chew.
Gotcha.
But you know, and I'm sure you can attest to this as an entrepreneur. That's a great thing about being an entrepreneur. When you need a little extra money, take a few extra jobs, and then that'll supplement the income that you need. So that's you know, you don't have to ask nobody if I could work overtime or can I work extra hours. You just, hey, I got these jobs, cool. I'll just knock these out, give me a little extra bread to do my extracurricular and go from there.
Straight up.
So was busy, but never complaining. Always being thankful and grateful that I even have the multiple streams of income that I have to be able to do the things that I want to do. So definitely thankful to God. This weekend was a little different. Me and Jay had a date night, and we went to our first boxing match, like live professional boxing match. It was fun. It's my first
couples boxing. Like y'all doing like mud wrestling, the two of y'all?
We were not in the ring. We were definitely spectating.
I know you said it was a special date night. I'm just trying to figure out like mud wrestling at the local bar.
Nah, man. But next time you perform, you know, we'll come support. So yeah, we did that. So that was fun. So initially, I think we wanted the weekend to be a little bit more relaxing than it was, but at least it was making memories, which we always say on the show. Sometimes that stuff is priceless, and you don't get those memories every day. So just out here making memories, man.
Amen.
Yeah, man.
Man, I love it. Good stuff, bro. Yeah, that's what.
Oh, I thought.
No,
what?
I ain't got no shade coming, nothing petty. I'm just putting myself in your shoes. Like sometimes y'all be doing stuff. I'll be like, oh man, that sounds fun. You know what I'm saying? So you like, yeah, I'm just living vicariously sometimes. Yeah.
You can always be a part. It's never three's a crowd with us, man. The more the merrier, whether it's you, whether it's by
That
yourself.
seems very odd. It seemed like 3 would definitely be a crowd.
Nope.
Or oddball out.
What was 3 a crowd today when we came over? This nigga. Yeah. Not the kinda.
I'm the nice guy, not the good guy.
That wasn't very nice. We do to you.
Oh man. All right. Let me just go ahead to my check-in, man.
Please.
Yeah. What did I do? Oh, yo. Okay. I had to retrack, man. I feel like the weekend just every one day it gets away from me as soon as I'm done with it. Yesterday was great. This week at work it's getting work has not changed. The workload has not changed. The atmosphere has not changed, but I'm managing it all differently. So I'm just grateful for the amount of mental stability and spiritual soundness that I have more than I used to. Am I in it all the time? No, but it's more than it used to be, and it feels great that I can feel myself progressing in that way of unbothered and settled and secure. Yeah. Every Friday we have these things called fun huddles, and I select one person from the team, and they select somebody. What's up?
I'm sorry. They're called fun hoes.
Fun huddles, my nigga. If you don't get that 8977 Indian hair out your ear, how much they charge you for that bundle, nigga? It's messing with you. Listen, move your hair, just swing it behind your ears. Swing your hair behind your ears so you can hear what I'm saying to you.
Okay. Continue.
Yes.
Continue. I'm walking in love this evening. Wow, okay. Then you did the motion. All right.
Fun huddle. And so somebody selected every week to lead it out. So this week was funny, man. Like me and 2 of my other coworkers, like we definitely gonna get fired after this huddle. It's like what brings us fun is inappropriate, dark humor or just like whatever. Like it's we were on there like yeah. And one girl, she like just yep. All 3 of us getting fired. So she was like, fire me on like a Friday though, not like a Tuesday, because
wow.
But the stuff the game that we were playing, it was so much fun. But anyway, then Saturday, I needed some God time, right? So I went to the beach, which I love to go to the beach. You know what I'm saying? I went to the beach. I had like 2 great conversations about my life, my relationship, stuff that I just needed to hear and remember. And ended up at Pookie House for like 3-4 hours that night. We went and had some dumb ice cream and some dumb tacos in the same place called the Exchange over in Lakewood. You heard of it? I never heard of it. She was like, yeah, we can go. Cause she, Pookie baked cookies. And so she's showing me all food from her trip and the stuff she gonna bake. And I'm like, I am hungry. Like we got to go figure something out. So yeah, that ice cream was dumb. I think Handles is the name of the place.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because she put it in the chat. Yeah, Handles. Like, yo, I got this strawberry chunk ice cream and then this chocolate raspberry chunk ice cream together inside of a waffle bowl.
Wow.
And it didn't taste like your traditional raspberry or strawberry. It was good. It was fresh. It was
It was fresh. It's like
and then we went literally 2 stores over to this place called Wahoo's. Pookie is Wahoo's Tacos and Tequila. And so I got a shrimp taco from there. The shrimp was fresh. Damn. The shrimp was, it wasn't like, they just warmed this shrimp up and threw it in the taco. It was like, nigga, like you could taste the sea on it. Oh God, it was, I know you don't do seafood, bro, but it was it was right. So we going back. We got to check out the chicken quesadillas, and they got like between 4 to 7 Monday through Friday. They got like half off shared plates, and then like the beers are $5 a pitcher. It's a whole situation. So
nice. In Lakewood.
Yeah. Pookie should your address. Anyway, so that was that was my situation, man. That was my situation. Me and my lady been having some really good conversations riding off of the premarital counseling stuff. Like we've been diving into like the deeper stuff, and just it feels good to come on the podcast and talk about the beauty and the benefit of having healthy communication and then being able to live it out. One of the things we've learned is that, you got to know your capacity, because intentions are great, but you can only have deep conversations for so long. You have to know, like, I'm at my limit now. That's it. We did great. Like, we ain't got nothing to prove. We ain't got to finish the list. We ain't got to keep on going. Like, we good right to stop now.
That's really good. I think from our sessions, we're just learning that even when you have great communication, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to agree on everything. Sometimes people think that, our communication isn't good because we never agree on anything, or we don't agree on everything, so that must mean we have communication issues. That's not the case at all. You can have really great communication and not agree. Communication really doesn't have anything to do with agreeing.
No, you're sharing information.
Exactly, just sharing information, and the way you're intaking this information and what you're doing with that information. That's the communication of it all. Not necessarily, he doesn't agree with me with this, and that, so he's a terrible communicator. Nah,
get out of here.
Get out of here. Yeah, man. So that's good. Sounds like you had a very don't want to say productive. I don't think that's the word I want. Memorable week.
Yeah. It was worth it, man. I see myself I feel like I'm in a transition, so we'll see. We'll see what's happening, because the year is about to change. I don't know. Holidays, I can make up whatever story I want, but I'm just happy.
It's your world.
Yeah, I'm just happy that I'm in the place that I am mentally and spiritually. So,
and that's crazy, because I feel like, because you just said transition, but I feel like sometimes, you know what I mean, the transitions we make more difficult when we try to fight the transition, because it's not what we want right now, or whether it's because we try to help the transition, like, let me do this to move this along. No, just shut up, be still, and just allow God to do whatever it is he's going to do. You don't got to know what's behind the corner. God knows. And if he's telling you to go up there and go behind this corner, just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I wonder what translation the Bible says. And just shut up and trust me.
That's in Nigalations.
Wow. Wow. All right. Well, that's us, ladies and gentlemen. How was your week?
I'm not gonna even bring up, as I bring it up, that I said we should do dinner this week, meaning this past week, and you say, yeah, let's do that.
When did you say that?
When did I suggest that? Was that last Sunday? I think last Sunday.
You said it live on the air?
No, because then you're gonna try to go back to last Sunday's show, pull up the timestamp. Actually, you didn't say that.
No, I'm just like, I need to. I'm working on being more present with everything that's on my mind. I'm sorry.
No need to. If I was fucking with you, no need to. Well, you could. The amount of disrespect that's going on here tonight. Boy, I'm surprised we have the amount of that we have, brother.
What you say? Couldn't hear you. Okay. Gotcha. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get into this show. I hope you guys are ready for tonight. I hope I'm ready for tonight. Let's have some fun. I got one more thing I need to add on here. We're gonna start with a video tonight, and then we'll get into. Oh shoot, we ain't got no space. I'll add it when we.
Because I added that other video for the end. All
right, cool. I'm gonna save that. So until then, let's go ahead and do it. Like, I don't even know where we're gonna start tonight. I don't have a plan. Let's just go random. This one's these are long videos we got today. 1 minute 27. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
What men want, they want to make a woman happy. Men literally, it's their dream when they love a woman. They're like, I just want to make her so happy. What do I do? And when you tell him, I like this, I don't like this, they're like, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do that. If I love her, I'm going to do this. If I love her, I'm not going to do that. Men are so simple. Guys are smart and guys are emotional. And if we tear them down with our accusations and our judgments, they're not going to make you happy because they feel like failures. And a failure is the worst thing a man can feel. And we make men feel like failures with our words because we're accusing, and we're, instead of pointing your finger, they're pointing it back to you and say how you feel, what you like, what you don't like, what you don't want. Are you willing to be vulnerable? Express yourself to your boyfriend. Say, this is what I like. This is what I don't like. We don't say what we like. We don't say what we feel. We don't say what we don't like. And we don't say what we want, because now we're vulnerable. It's like being naked in front of them. And once they have that information, now they have to act on it. And what we don't want subconsciously is, now I'm going to have to wait and see if he's going to do it. Because if he doesn't do it, now I'm going to get let down. And now I have to make a decision whether I'm going to break up with him or not. And you guys don't want to decide. We avoid decision by trying to make them change instead of taking responsibility for our feelings and then you changing and you leaving if you have to. So no one wants to express themselves because now we're naked and vulnerable and he knows exactly what we want and he can either do it or he can't do it. Let them decide whether they're going to do it or not. You know what men want? They want to make a...
I feel like every man that's watching this podcast right now is thinking, when did she lose you, Mike? When did she... When I saw the blank stare on your face, every man was like, yo, that conversation could have been 20 seconds.
I mean, I can appreciate what she was attempting to do, and you know what I mean.
Carrie gets it. I'm confused and I'm dizzy. Yo, after a minute, you're like, what is happening?
It was a lot of words.
Okay, I'm not the only ones who caught it. Okay.
I feel like what she said in the first 15 seconds pretty much summed up literally everything after that.
Dude, I'm just so grateful. Look, all these women get it. I thought she would never be done talking.
Yeah.
Jay said that shit was long for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a man thing. Okay, so we both understand like that was a lot. But we've been in, I know I've been in relationships before and been in that situation, like, but you have to be you should be an active listener and you let your partner get it all out.
When do you say, okay, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. You know, when do you
in the middle trying to
okay, because I never thought of it like that. But then what about, and then you try to yeah. Sheesh.
But you know, so in some relationships, it's the man who you got any guy friends that's like that? It's just like, bruh, you could have given me the cliff notes, my nigga. Yes, shoot me the movie trailer.
I do.
Yeah. Elise said men also don't like when we don't get straight to the point. Man,
I think it's because
let's talk. Why is that?
I think it's because, like, one, you've probably said it before in a conversation, and two, we're at the point to where we get it. It may not, we may not be doing what we're supposed to be doing, or we may not be doing what it is that you want us to do, but it has nothing to do with you needing to say it again. We got it. I got it. I see what you're saying.
So we throwing all these ideas out there. So one of my ideas is that sometimes I've recognized this, that people do a lot of talking, or I've done a lot of over talking when I'm cautious of the person's temperament, their tolerance, or if they're really understanding what I'm saying. It could be kind of built on this. We're trying to communicate in a new space. And so I'm trying to be very careful with my words, you know what I'm saying? And try to over communicate, because that's what we're taught in premarital counseling, over communicate. So, you know, as funny as this is, I can understand, but wow. One of my exes told me, Donovan, you explained that to me 5 different ways. I was like, I'm just 5 different ways. You stupid. I'm just trying to make sure that I wanted to say it once and for all. And once this conversation was over, there was no excuse and no reason for you to be able to say I misunderstood you.
So over explaining or over. So we have no, after I do this 10 minutes of talking, we shouldn't need to come back to this point ever again.
So if you think about the subject she was talking about, I appreciate the over talk, the over explaining, because what she was talking about was how a guy's heart is really, I don't know if your heart is built that way, Mike. I think it is, but like if it's your lady, I want to take care of my lady. I want to make sure she's good. I want to make sure she's sound within, but I want to defend herself. She's, street smart. She's book smart. That she got the support that she needs. Like you want that for your woman. When a woman does things to me and I'm in a relationship and I don't feel like she's letting herself be my woman, I recognize that those traits slow down.
I will have
and that's something that I have to talk about to my therapist because I know it's the manner of man that I am, right? And people say, whatever energy you started with, you stay with that energy. But there's something in the environment that makes that kind of energy and attentiveness effortless.
Yes.
And then when that's not there, then that's where you have to tap into like this, okay, let me remind myself to do it. And that's where you start having these gaps of not being present, not being attentive, not being, being overly loving or overly complimentary, because there's something that you're not getting in that environment. You don't want to make it like a give and take. But the truth of the matter is that, like I always say, nothing can exist without an environment for it to exist in. 100%. And so I want to do these things for my lady. But if I feel like you're somebody else's lady, your job, you're a lady of your job, a lady of your family, or a lady of your community, but you're not my lady, something about that indicates in my mind, like, well, then let them take care of you like that.
Yeah, that's tricky because I've definitely been in those types of situations, and it's one of those things. You can communicate that 100 different ways, but if that person either doesn't get it or doesn't want to make those changes for the relationship, it's one of those things where now I have to ask myself a question like, okay, is this something if nothing changes in this relationship, it stays exactly the way it is, can I coexist in this relationship and still feel fulfilled in the relationship? And
we got that last part.
The answer is no. Some serious lines probably need to be drawn.
And that goes back to what me and you and Jay were talking earlier, just about like, we got to be careful that our compromising doesn't shift into forcing. Compromising is healthy in a relationship, but when you're compromising to the degree of forcing, and you're forcing, when you're starting to compromise and give up on like things that ground you, when you're giving up on your essentials and your calling and things that are your convictions, now you're taking away from what makes you you.
Yes.
You're compromising that area. And now you know that you're in force mode.
Yep.
You need to probably step back and say, okay, like I've made all the healthy accommodations that I can make in this space. If I go beyond this, I'm damaging something and we might need to reevaluate where we belong with each other.
Right. No, I feel that. So what are some things that you think are reasons why people don't step back and say, let's reevaluate? Off the top of my head, I could think of one, fear of, what she might say or what he might do, or what if I propose this and he says, okay, let's take a break. And I really don't want that break. You know what I'm saying? What are some other things that you think you've seen or experienced?
I got a big one. It's unconscious manipulation. Well, I mean, pause to think about it if you want to.
Jesus, get me out of here. Where is the exit?
Listen, I mean, I appreciate that. Here's one. It's like it's unconscious manipulation that we do sometimes. You'll know it when I say the phrase. If a man really loves a woman, he would. Like, hold on. You're gonna challenge my love by saying when a man really loves a woman, you're gonna tell me what all men do if they love a woman? Like that's one we got to watch out for, because now if a man doesn't read that correctly, and I don't think you have to really explain that, it's like, oh, now I can't even stay true to my own morals, values, ethics, because here's what a man's supposed to do in this environment. And it's almost like I don't have this autonomy anymore. And it's said in such a way like, if it's real love, then, or if you're a real man, then, or if a real woman would, And it's like, even if those things are in conflict with who you are at your core and what is healthy for you, you feel like you gotta live up to that standard. And now you're moving into force mode when it's not, let it flow. Let it flow. And I know that's too loose for some people because they need a higher sense of security. But if you need something more than my flow, you got to get that from God. Because I'm just sitting here trying to walk out this faith thing just like you.
So what about when you hear couples say, well, we had to fight for our relationship? To me, when I hear it, what's the difference between fighting for your relationship and forcing?
That's good. That's good. Wow. Let's spend some time.
Yeah.
What is the difference between fighting for it and forcing it?
And audience, y'all tap in too. Like, what do you guys think the difference is between fighting for your relationship and then forcing your relationship to work?
Gee whiz.
Because I think we've said on the show before, why we gotta fight? Like, why we gotta fight for it? Why we just can't work on it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why we can't work hard on it? Because when I hear the word fight, I automatically think of something negative. Something negative clearly is happening in your relationship, and it may not be. Maybe your communication just needs work. That's not negative. But when I hear we gotta fight for the relationship, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. It may be we may have some rough patches, some difficult patches, but we're working through that. To me, that's still not a fight.
Fighting, forcing. Ask me the question one more time, man. My brain went in a million different directions.
So what do you think the difference is, or if there is one at all, between fighting for a relationship, like we hear couples say, I had to fight for it to be together, we had to fight for this, and forcing the relationship to work? Or force, like, because they seem very similar. They seem very similar.
They do. So I'm gonna lean into my first answer about flow versus forcing, where in a relationship, I should be honoring my calling, honoring my convictions, honoring my essentials. The reason I'm there. So this is what my mentor told me. He said that oftentimes relationships don't work because the moment you meet someone, you're trying to be who they like and who they need versus simply who you are to see if they like that. So he said from day one, you're trying to figure out where she would like to go eat, what she would like to see you in. You're trying to like, what kind of movies does she like? What kind of conversation is she interested in? And you're trying to say, okay, I'm gonna do the things that she likes, which ultimately, like, for a lot, it makes sense. And she's gonna try to do the things that he likes. Say, I'll see him do this, so I'm gonna suggest this because I know he likes that. But now you go through these weeks and weeks and weeks of you trying to show the other person who they want to see.
Yeah.
And then time goes by and you're over that. And now you're in this place where I don't really feel loved.
Yeah.
Because you haven't even shown them to see if they would love someone like you. You've only shown them what they liked. And so now you're feeling some type of way. And so I don't know how I went down that path from the flowing and the forcing, but I think it starts in the beginning. It starts in in if you feel like you need to impress this person versus if you feel like you can just come on a first date and undress yourself and say, hey, take it or leave it.
Yeah, and I can always appreciate people that are like that, even in friendships. Like, this is me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna go left field, but if I smoke cigarettes, if I cuss, if I listen to ratchet music, this is who I am. And I don't expect everybody. I don't expect to be everybody's cup of tea.
Let me tell you who's guilty.
Be my authentic self, regardless.
Let me tell you who's guilty. His brother right here. His brother right here. The former people pleaser. Believe it or not. There's just not a lot of people. Just the people that I wanted to impress. You know what I'm saying to you. But that was me, bro. Just like, oh, you don't like that? Okay, we don't have to do that. I don't like that. Now I can let that go. Like
a chameleon.
And then at some point, my psyche started to turn on me. Like, why aren't we doing the things that we enjoy? Like, those things brought us joy and happiness. And the other person, like, you're not really happy like you used to be. You're not really excited. So, like, because I let go of things that were meaningful to me that you didn't like, instead of just saying like, oh, maybe this might not work. And people say, well, you're not doing the work. You're not doing a compromise. You're not doing the sacrifice. You're not doing these things. And you're like, man, I love this person,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
because people say if you love this person, then X, Y, and Z is supposed to be happening. You guys are supposed to be able to do this. And it's like we have to look at all these things that we believe, these cliches that we say, and say, come on, how applicable is that in the real life if I want to sustain my health, my integrity, you know what I'm saying, and just my self-love.
And then on top of that, we get in these relationships and we think that we got to do everything together. Like if it's something that I like to do that you don't like to do, I'm gonna go do it, and I'll see you when I get back. You don't gotta. I hate to see, couples in the relationships that even using that word force everything. Like she clearly don't want to be here doing this. Why are you like making her be here? Like you don't have to do. Like for instance, when I went to go see that movie by myself, I invited Janae, but I also know Janae not gonna sit through no 3-hour movie for any reason. So cool, I'm gonna go see it. I'll see you when I get back. But these are but and that's not compromise. That's knowing your partner and being willing to give them that space to still be able to do the things they want, the things that they even may need to do. I need some time to myself.
So check this out. Then there's the people who want their partner around them a lot. You know what I'm saying? I definitely like my partner underneath me.
Yeah.
And the partner wants to be underneath that person. And guess what? Neither one of them have to change anything about themselves. Both them clingy people could be together.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying to you? Yep. This goes back to, I know a lot of people who are introverts and extroverts and they're married. And you're wondering, how does that work? Because maybe neither one of them are forced to compromise outside of, I'm not going to say their comfort zone, but they're not forced or manipulated or coached or coerced into accommodating outside of what really helps them to stay true to who they are, what really helps them to stay mentally healthy. There's things that every person needs to be able to do and engage in their life on a day-to-day basis that keeps them, that keeps them aligned, keeps them grounded with their purpose, their calling, their joy, their fulfillment. When you start to try to coach and coerce your person out of that place for your benefit because it's what you need, you have to understand at some point, like, that person can be giving you all they have and not be enough, and that be all the evidence you need to say, hey, I'm not enough here, and I'm okay with that.
Exactly. You got to be okay with it. You got to be okay with it, because in these honest conversations, it's not just you being honest with your partner, it's you being honest with your goddamn self. You got to be honest with you too, and know, like, this is something I know I'm not going to be able to do for the next 5 god doggone years.
Guilty again.
That makes 2 of us, bro. Like, we don't say nothing that we either haven't experienced or don't know about. So these are when I'm talking, especially about subjects like this, it's because I've been down this same road. I want to jump into the comments real quick.
I'm thinking the same thing. Yeah, the fear versus flow. Go for it.
So Jay said, fighting requires both people, and forcing only requires one.
Since she's right there with you, I'd like a little more. Can you add a little bit something to that?
Okay. So next one is, forcing is one person working harder than the other to make it work. Damn, that's good. Forcing is one person working harder than the other person to make it work.
I feel like there's something there, just in the dynamics of looking at a relationship takes 2 people to be doing a thing, but if only one person's willing to do it, what could be easy now becomes hard because it's, there's something there. I would feel like we could unpack. What else we got?
Vicky said, what did she say? Michael, maybe we should trash the term fighting and replace it with working on. That might be it too, because fighting has such a negative connotation to it. And a lot of times, like Vicky just said, maybe it is just, we're just working on it. And maybe it's hard work, which is why we use the word fighting for. Which is so odd, because a lot of times, and I'm not saying only women do this, but where I hear it most is when women say, I want somebody that'll fight for me, like, or fight for our relationship. I gotta fight for it. Why?
I'm still trying to figure out what that means. I know, and I've heard it in so many of my relationships, which may say something about me. I've had to ask each one, what does that mean? Who am I? Who am I fighting? Who just show
tell me
me
the
the
opponent.
enemy.
Yeah.
And
Show me
so
the
some of
enemy.
them have given really good answers. It's a spiritual attack. Like the enemy doesn't want us to be together. So I understand I gotta fight the spiritual warfare.
Okay.
Sometimes I got to fight, parents.
Wow.
Sometimes I gotta fight whatever you're struggling with inside of you. Like it's part of the enemy is inside of you. And sometimes the things that you want me to fight are really you based.
So basically, you should fight, and then I'll be there. Tag me in if you just need my help. You need extra hand help.
I can't help in some of those situations, or sometimes sometimes that person. See, this is the thing where you start feeling depleted because now you're trying to carry the weight of your partner. So remember I told you the idea there's a difference between backpacks and boulders.
Yeah.
If Mike, if you're struggling pushing a boulder up a hill, it's my responsibility to come and help you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're struggling with your backpack, I should not help you with that. That's your weight to carry in life. Everybody has a backpack. Through seasons, we have boulders, and that's when we need friends. And so if your partner is going through something like when it comes down to fixing their minds or stable self-regulation of their emotions, you really have to, you can empower them and encourage them to do that work. But if you try to do that work for them, one, you can't. And two, they don't learn the beauty and they never get empowered by experiencing accountability.
So why did we try in our previous relationships? Why did we
personally?
Yeah, because I did too. So I'm just saying,
I'll finish my work and then I'll go do somebody else's work and help them to make me feel good about myself in a place where I'm having insecurity. So I'm like, I'm still trying to prove myself in areas where I don't need to.
Yeah.
That's me with an issue I need to get resolved in therapy.
Good. No, I feel that. Poop said, to me, forcing is more of God saying that person isn't for you and you still choose to stay. Fighting can be more of something that may need to be agreed upon to make a part of the relationship work. If it's truly worth it to you, you will do what you want to keep it.
Well, when you talk about forcing is like really going against the will of God, that made a lot of sense to me.
Yep. That was the
like we're trying to make ourselves be something to one another that we weren't called or built to be. We're trying to force it. We weren't built that way by God for this thing that we're trying to do. But sometimes we don't want to be like, no, God, you know this is what I want, then, and we try to convince or justify, like, no, it's the enemy, it's the enemy. And God saying, like, no, I didn't create that.
Boy, we quick to try to blame something on the devil, boy, especially when it's something that's not going the way we want it to go. Oh, that must be the devil. No, that's actually God telling you that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You trying to, like Pookie said, you trying to force that thing. Pause.
Jeez. What was her second part though? Because we still with that fighting thing. She said fighting can be more something that may need to be agreed upon to make a part of the relationship work. I don't know if
do we gotta fight do we gotta fight on that part though?
We got enough women on this podcast. What are we fighting? Have any of you guys ever used that phrase? What would you like to see the man fight for? I've been hearing that since I was in high school.
Or is the woman just looking for a feeling of validation? You know what I'm saying?
Because the moment I tell you he's a damsel in distress, then now we got another issue. Who am I? I think the word fighting makes. Go ahead.
I think the word fighting makes everything feel more significant. That's why women want men to fight. Right? Is it so it's drama? So it's drama. It's drama. You've been a drama queen. You don't really want me to fight. You just want to feel special.
Dude, me and my lady were watching this movie on Netflix called Old Dads. It's funny.
It's just funny. Told me about Old Dad.
It's funny. So we were having the greatest conversation because we were talking about one of the couples, and I was telling her about this book called Wild at Heart and how it talks about society trying to tame men, but men were meant to be wild, and you really want that man to be wild and dangerous because it's part of his nature, which is why he loves through that. He protects you through that wild and dangerous nature. But you try to tame men, and then when it comes down to you needing a passion from him, he's docile. He's just numb. And we were looking at one of the couples in there. I was like, wow, like what his wife was doing to him. It's almost like you see that caged lion, and you look him in the eyes, and all that lion in him is gone. He's just a big cat. And so
that causes resentment.
And when I was here talking about that fighting, because for the fighting sake, just make sure if you want a man to fight, that he's a fighter, and don't just try to control where he fights then.
Sheesh.
Let her fight or fight. You know what I'm saying? If it's in public, don't say he embarrassing you if you knock a nigga out. You know what I'm saying? For looking at you sideways. Like if he has that, you know, that kind of aggression built up. Men show their aggression in different ways. They fight in different ways. It's just a whole lot to this, man. I like this subject. Let's see what else we got in the chat though, bro.
Let's see. Lakeisha said forcing something that doesn't fit will make it break. That's true. That's true.
So do you think people are in denial about it fitting? Because it's the conversation in a lot of relationship circles is that you got to compromise. Compromise communication is going to make everything work. No, it's not. Compromise and communication doesn't make everything work. One, communication just reveals things, and compromise is intended to be a healthy way of operating from a place of maturity when there's something of value that you guys both care about that needs to be stewarded by both of you guys. Right. And so that doesn't solve the problem. Sometimes it just reveals something that needs to be, you know, responded to.
Yeah.
We trying to make this fit. Tatiana gave us a testimony. Ms. Anderson said, well, in my last relationship, I used that phrase to get him to work harder for the relationship. It was very one-sided, meaning I was putting in way more effort than he was. So let me ask you this question, Tatiana, before Mike gets in there. If now, in this moment, you could choose a different phrase, would you still say fight for this, or would you say something different? Would you use a different phrase? I'm interested in knowing that.
And the thing that, while Tatiana's answering, the thing that I kind of cringed about was that, throw it back up real quick, was the phrase I used. So the thing that cringed me is to get him to work harder. You know what I mean? Like you had to, I used the phrase to get him to work. So that ain't, let me just say this. Words will very seldom get a man to do anything. I feel like sometimes a lot of women use these kind of words and use these kind of even ultimatums that you either do this or it may work for a little bit, but that man not going to do nothing he don't want to do. And that man is not going to change until he realizes within himself, like this is worth changing for. This is a reason why I need to change. You see what I'm saying? But just using certain words that'll maybe jar him or trigger him to thinking that it's going to trigger a change. I'll say that very seldom actually works for a definite amount of time. It may work for a second. Yeah.
It goes back to like even ultimatums are not really, those are like emergency breaking case for marriage. Like ultimatum, I don't think they should ever be used.
Agreed.
I know in some situations, some people have them. Tatiana came back. She said earlier, before we even asked the second question, she said, in the end, I realized that if he wanted to, he would. So trying to force him to fight for me was making things worse. So there's the force and the fight all rolled up into one, which seems like it's stemming from you wanting to control something that is really out of your control.
Yeah.
But Pookie made a really, really good point. So look at what Pookie said. Sometimes men and women are so used to giving up a relationship if the relationship runs into a major issue or disagreement, especially if it brings up past trauma. People will rather run than work on it. There's your work on it. What are we fighting? I like that though, because it does that give up. If a hurdle comes or a hard situation comes and you see a person not putting forth the effort to overcome it, why is our tendency to tell them to fight for me versus, oh, I'm leaving? Because if we feel like, I'm being honest, like what's going through our head at this moment? Like, are we saying that it's not okay to not work on something if you feel like it's beyond you? Like, is it not okay to date someone and see it's not working and say I'm out? Say, hey, is it not okay for me to say this isn't working for me?
Yeah.
Is it not okay for me to say like, yo, this is beyond the scope of what I am willing to engage in this relationship? Oh, well, you're weak and you're not a fighter. Like, I didn't get into this to fight. I was actually looking for relief. I was looking for a place to rest and have fun. I was looking for something to enjoy. But some people have experienced so much fighting in their life, they folded into the fabric of everything they do. Work must be a fight. Relationships must be a fight. That creating a schedule must be a fight. Everything has to have this sense of drama and tension and sacrifice attached to it. And I, for one, believe that relationships should be a relief and a safe haven from those things. There's going to be work to do. But I always operate from this place. A mentor couple set me and my ex down a while ago, and they were different races, and they had 10 years between the two of them. That was a difference. And we said, did any inherent obstacles come with the fact that you guys are of different races and big age difference? And they said something so profound to me and her. They said, the only issues that you have in a relationship are the ones that you either bring into it, one of you two, or the ones you guys create while you're in it.
And that's a fact.
Nothing inherently comes with you guys getting a relationship. What are you doing? What did you bring in, or what are you now creating? And usually that I need you to fight for me has come from an imagination I've created in my head around the person, about how I'm valuing the effort or the lack of effort that I believe I'm seeing.
Agreed. And I'm at a mindset at this point in my life. If you have to fight to be with me, I don't want to be with you anyway. I want being with me to be, like you said, to be a relief, to be fun, to be exciting, to bring joy, to bring happiness. But if you telling me I got to fight to be with you, you should probably, I don't even want that for you. You should probably go and be with somebody else that's a little bit easier to be with, even if I'm the problem. I get it. But
see, you hear the word that people say, well, relationships aren't easy. And I hear people say that all the time. I think that people are speaking, they're self-prophesying hardships over their relationships. And am I sitting here saying that there's not going to be some struggle and stuff? Well, no, I'm not. I'm saying that's a part of life. Right. So if you get into a relationship and all that stuff is enhanced, you say, well, it's the devil. Like, he doesn't have that kind of authority. Nah. You got to take accountability over what are you allowing in through your thoughts and your meditations. What have you done different? If you're experiencing more struggles in the relationship, don't just act like it's a relationship and someone's not trying hard enough. You really got to look at yourself. What have I been doing differently? How am I? And you know that we've talked about this on the show before. Oftentimes when people get a title, they get entitled. And so now they start operating from this place of you owe me. And now we're in a relationship, you should be doing this and doing that. You move on like the same certain wasn't up, you operating from more of a sincere, sweet place. Now you're in this place of trying to obligate the other person to do things for you. And what you're doing is planting seeds of division and contention. And that's why these obstacles are showing up, because you planted those seeds with this entitlement and these unhealthy expectations you're putting on the other person, when really everything that a person does for you is always voluntary love. Love is always voluntary. Nobody owes you love. They don't owe you to open your door. They don't owe you a I love you. They don't owe you a meal. They don't owe you a back rub. These things are voluntary acts of love. And when you start looking at them from that way, you are more grateful than entitled. And when you're grateful, you're planting grateful seeds, and then ease and beauty and comfort arise in that relationship. But when you start feeling like it's an obligation of this person because you gave them a title, you're creating your own tension. Hold on, I lost you, bro. You muted. That's all.
That grateful piece is I think the winner for me, especially in the relationship I'm in. You know what I mean? Sometimes we get so complacent and spoiled and just caught up in everyday routine. Sometimes people forget to be grateful that I mean, you know, this is what you pray for. You know what I mean? When you first get into a relationship, oh, thank you, God, for answering my prayers, and this person is this and this person is that. And then 4 or 5 years down the line, you walk in, walk to the room, close the door, and you in the room for the rest of the night. You don't speak to the person. Where's gratitude? This is the same person that God bless you with. Granted, people evolve, people change, this and that, but it's up to the two people to continue to have that attitude of gratitude. You know what I mean? Whether it's the man may take out the trash every day. Thank him every single day. She may cook dinner on a regular. Thank her for cooking dinner every single day. Never let your partner feel that what they're doing is something that they just have to do because they're in a relationship, because they don't. Sheesh. You don't do it, I'll find somebody that will, and then you're going to incur a whole nother set of problems. That shit is wild when I hear people say that. Well, if she don't do it, or if he don't do it, somebody else will. Yeah, and they're going to do a whole lot of more stuff that you don't want them to do.
This is something I learned to live by. And they said that whatever you feel like you're lacking to receive in your relationship, give it. If you feel like they say I love you more, you say it more. If you feel like you wish they were more attentive, then you become more attentive. It doesn't matter how attentive and loving you already are, just do more of it. Because what you're doing is now you're operating from the rule of the principle of reaping and sowing. You want to see more of something, do more of something. Don't demand more of something.
Yep.
Do it. Because the principle has to run its course. I'm gonna plant these seeds. Now, as I plant these seeds inside the principle, they're gonna blossom. They have to. That's the principle. Now they might blossom with this person, or they might blossom with somebody else. But you have to be willing to transition and not force somebody to do something they're clearly not willing or able to do. Because I don't want to, again, somebody might be willing, they just in their life where they're at, they can't, they don't have the ability. You're like, well, you're not prioritizing me, and it's fine. Not like I don't need to make you feel guilty or shame because of it, but because of where you are in your life and because of what I need, this isn't a good fit right now. If we stay here, we're going to have to try to force it. That means you have to give us some things that are essential to you. I'm going to give us some things that are essential to me. And neither one of us we're both going to be resentful behind that.
Yeah.
Because that's not what you come to relationships to do. Even though people feel like it's about sacrifice, there's certain things you sacrifice and there's certain things you do not sacrifice.
100%. And that goes into even smaller things in a relationship. Like for example, I was that guy who used to you know what I mean, harp on washing the dishes. If you say you're gonna wash the dishes, wash the dishes. That was my big thing. We don't got to leave dishes in the sink for we just wash. You said you was gonna do it, just wash the dishes. That wouldn't get done. It would cause big unnecessary arguments and all kind of fallouts over some damn dishes. So what eventually what I realized that I had to do is she's not going to do these dishes. Whether it's because she never had to clean when she was growing up, whether she never saw her parents clean, whatever the case may be, the dishes are not going to get done. So instead of me being upset and just sitting there looking at dishes, I'm gonna just do them. And so for maybe about 2 weeks, I just did the dishes. Didn't say nothing to her, didn't ask her about them. I just did them. The third week, all of a sudden I come home and the dishes is done. Oh, because like you just said, sometimes you need to be the what people see in order for them to do what you want them to do, if that makes sense. You said it.
Lead by example.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Lead by example. And sometimes that's not easy to do. And sometimes it doesn't seem like it's fair to do. But at the end of the day, you know, life just ain't fair. Sometimes you just got to, I hate saying this, but be that bigger person and just get it done.
But I don't even think it's about fairness. Nigga, if you didn't have a partner, you'd have to wash the dishes anyway.
Facts.
So it's not an ability issue.
Right.
It's something else going on because you have this in your life. You feel like it's almost like people who have parents and they feel like since you're my mom, my dad, you're supposed to, because of what they see other people's parents doing. Nope, they don't. They're not obligated.
Right.
Obligation is a killer of romance.
And the flip side of that coin is don't agree to these things if you know it's something that you may not be able to hold up. Just consistently. Because for me is I'll try to do it, but can't guarantee it, but I'll try.
Yeah. So I think I was talking to my lady about something the other day. I can't remember what it was, and I'm happy I can't remember it because I probably couldn't say it anyway because we didn't agree to me talking about certain things. But she said something to me, and she's like, you know, this is what I need, and I was like, I can't agree to doing that. And we went to a conversation about why I can't, but I had to sit with that because she's the kind of person that holds me at my word. And if I don't follow through on what I said, she's like, yo, you said you was going to do this. So now I'm very careful to like what I will and will not commit to.
Yeah. I like what McJellen said. You get the grace that you give.
The Bible says he who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. I love it. You get the grace you give.
It's facts.
That's really good.
He's just stupid. Just keep your nails clean. My uncle used to bang that window.
Wow, but the lesson to me was clean. Yeah. Find their value in that activity.
Yep, that silver lining. You gotta find that silver lining,
bruh. That's good. I just had some inappropriate things go through my head, but I get it. You gotta, Yep. That's good. Yep.
Sometimes she got to go first. You can't just
listen. I was about to, ain't you trying to work on those abdominal muscles? You get on top. Man. All right. Let's keep moseying down this road. Did we beat that one into the ground long enough? It's 9 o'clock.
Oh wow. Off of that one video.
Off of that one video. She worried us because she talked it out. I got another good video for us, but we can do the halftime real quick, and we got some good stuff coming. So go ahead, Mike.
Ladies and gents, boys and girls, we have reached halftime. If you guys aren't following us on our social platforms, please do. That's Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Maybe this will help the podcast. YouTube is maybe this will help the podcast as well, right?
Yep, I'm on that right now. Yeah, maybe this will help the podcast.
All right, and then those Facebook and what are you doing?
Put your shirt on, Jay.
Hello.
Oh. Yo, what's up? Hold on, I can't see this guy. Where your face at?
Bring your face.
What's up, Swole? What you got on it, man? What you got on it, man? Yeah, son. Look. I saw him flexing his abs. I saw him flexing his abs
every day in the mirror.
I don't. What are you?
Yo, but if you guys are not following us, please go do so. If you guys have any businesses that you want to shout out, let us know. Tag their IGs, their websites, their Facebooks, whatever it is. God dang it.
I switched it today. Mike has a printing service company, Stoic Printing Services. If you need printing done, you just heard his brother said he had 3 jobs. I'll give them all to you right now. 1, Mike's a model. 2, Mike has his own printing company. 3, Mike and Jay run Bay Dan Rentals with their 2 friends. And so, I mean, and he got a job like Tommy. I just don't know where it is. So he really got 4 jobs.
And the logistics business. You forgot about that. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So we'll showcase them like Donnie did right there, and get that information out to the masses, because it I feel like it behooves us to work with each other instead of spending all of this extra money on somebody else. Hey,
I'm about to go look it up.
That's my stylist right there. Stylist by Tati. She's great. She does
stylist for what?
Braids.
That's the lady you told me to go to?
Yes. Braids, twists, everything. She does guys and girls hair. Like I said, she does me and my son's hair.
Hey, it's Tati, the LA braider. I like that. Tati, what can you do with this? I ain't never had it, bro. I need something done. Is she local? Where's she at?
Yep. Right there off of Slauson, and man, I don't know even if I should.
But I want my hair braided on the porch like Snoop Dogg's video. That's just the only requirement I have. Can we make that happen, or it have to be like in a salon somewhere? Okay.
Listen, she'll hit you up offline because yeah.
La di da di da.
Wow.
As you were, sir. As you were.
Thank you guys for tuning in as usual. I feel like it's about that time to solicit our OnlyFans, because we're running low in our financial cash app to keep this here program on air.
Yeah. Well, I guess we ain't gonna be. Well, you know what? No, we got Pookie got a new business she's about to come out with, so she's gonna be our angel donor. Pookie, make them cookies and then just send us 20% because you've been on this show from the beginning. You love us. Pookie's, yep, that should be your running commercial, Pookie. That should be the commercial, because Pookie, when I say she bakes, you should at least, Pookie, put your menu in the chat just so people can see the flavors. Now, let me tell you that Pookie's not open to business for everybody. She has a very exclusive list of people she works with. She's keeping it close. Yeah, she's keeping it close and intimate. She's not trying to be big. She's keeping it nice and local, what she can handle. And so with that's just driving the demand even higher, because she said she got cookies and cream cookies. Strawberry and cream cookies. I never had that before. I'm trying to see what that be like.
She posted something the other day. I said, yeah, we're going to need a pan or a plate or a palette of that.
Listen, I nominated myself to be a taste tester over at the house. Like,
that's not bad.
So the reason I was over there last night, because I thought she was baking cookies last night. She said, no, she was getting all the ingredients. So I felt like I got catfished.
You got played.
I did. I feel like I got played.
Man.
Yeah. First of all, no, Jay, you are not the official taste tester. I am. You were just sitting over here the other day, just talking about how tight your abs was. See, that's counterproductive. You get the abs, and I'm gonna get these cookies. Wow. Look, see, Pookie, I did not mean to do this, but Allie said she'll pay for shipping to OKC.
Wow, and so it begins.
Listen, and Allie got a whole bunch of old clients in the silver shoe program she do. So you got to send the soft cookies.
I was about to say send them soft cookies so they don't chip they
that could be a whole like branding thing, like just for people with no teeth.
Yep.
Who like sweets.
Yep.
That can be the tagline. You like sweets, but you ain't got no teeth. Right there.
Yep.
You got a sweet tooth, but you don't have a sweet tooth.
Can we start the second half of the show? Oh, after you ask the people for money.
Oh yeah. So listen,
I feel like so what I feel like is happening. People think that we just bullshitting and we're not going to actually go off the air. But like y'all got one more solid month and y'all not gonna see us again. I'm like, no cap. Like,
how much is this per month just to stay on StreamYard?
Like $50.
So tonight we're gonna do like the churches. Listen, if 5 people
building fund
gave $10, if 10 people gave $5.
Golly.
Gee whiz. I can see it's about how many? It's about 30 of y'all online right now. Listen, if you just anyway, go to our Cash App. Maybe this will help. If you don't have Cash App, one of your friends got a Cash App. Just send the money through them. If it's $1, $2, we appreciate it. We just trying to stay online because we have fun doing this and we see you guys benefit from it and we benefit. So it's just a contribution back to our generation. So we love you guys. Screenshot this. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Maybe this will help. And if you don't, it's fine as well. We still love you. You're gonna be here.
Why do I feel like you were gonna say something else? And if you don't,
yeah. No, I wasn't going that route, but
wow.
Yeah. Come on, Lisa Lee. I can send the 10. Listen, thank you. Thank you. Wow. I guess that was for Lisa Lee. Thank you for the 10. I don't know if we're starting to give out favors for money. See, that's what happens. That's what happens. Listen, we trying to force it now. We're trying to force ourselves to stay online when it just don't fit no more. Now we compromising in places where we shouldn't. Yeah, so we're gonna start selling commercial ads, like ads on the show in the middle of the show. Oh yeah, there you go, Vicky Bashapuki, sweet gums.
Sweet gums.
We got sweet gums.
Yo.
Oh man. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Second half of the show about to get started. You know what? I don't even know what this video is about. Let's try this one.
If you start a relationship not understanding that ego is a part of the makeup of a man, you're going to run into trouble. As a single, saved, poor woman.
Real quick, I stopped it.
Her accent?
Is it real?
What you mean?
First thing that popped up, I got sidetracked. I'm not gonna even hold you. I got sidetracked and I started thinking like, that's probably not a real accent. Is it real?
It's a real accent, bro.
All right, all right.
It's a real accent.
Let's start over. I'm focused. I'm locked in. Let's do it.
If you start a relationship not understanding that ego is a part of the makeup of a man, you're going to run into trouble.
Low key, it does seem like it's a fake accent.
Come on, man.
The face doesn't all the way fit.
Not saying. Listen, it's a beautiful accent. It's a beautiful face. Before we get hate mail talking about we don't like African accents, that's not what we're saying. It just caught me off guard.
Something ain't right.
All right, let's go.
If you start a relationship not understanding that ego is a part of the
I think you just expect her to sound like Oprah because she got the Oprah
But you
vibe.
got
Like,
listen. That's it. That's probably it.
it's like the accent, like you weren't born there, but your relatives, so you kind of picked it up from them.
Right. So now, at when you get around them, then the accent get real thick. But when you at work, you don't really hear it.
If you start a relationship not understanding that ego is a part of the makeup of a man, you're going to run into trouble. As a single, saved, poor woman, one of your secrets is to study men. Not judge them. Not put them in a box. Not say all men are liars, all men are cheats. But to study men. If you have brothers, there are times your brothers don't want to talk to you. They'll tell you, leave my room. What's wrong with you? Blah, blah. It's the same thing. Your brothers are future husbands. If you're a woman that wants a successful relationship, you can't demand that a man should speak to you when you want to speak. No, it doesn't work that way. What works is, when is it a good time to speak to this particular man? So I've been married to my husband now 19 years, yeah? There are certain things I don't bring it. When I get home now, there are some things I'm not going to bring up. But when I've noticed something, I've paid attention to him, when he's at his place of authority, conversations tend to go very well. So I call him in the office. Hi, honey. I was thinking, do you think that we can do this? I know I will get a yes. So I will leave the ladies with a question. Are you a woman that a man can trust? Are you? If you...
What you think, bro?
I think she was all over the place. I didn't really understand that what the first part had to do with is a woman that. How do we block Vicky?
Nigerian Oprah.
How do we block Vicky? We need to get a block button for Vicky. No, what I was saying was I don't think that. So she was right. You do need a woman that you can trust, but I don't see how that goes into when it's the appropriate time to come to him with certain.
So
things.
let's talk about some of the points she hit. It reminds me of the first video, just a little bit different accent. But so one of the points she hit was study men, study them. And I think that she mentioned, if you have like a brother, like really kind of pay attention to the men that are in your life that you can really just observe with and see, what are some of the similarities that I recognize with the men that I do know, my dad, my brother, my best friend, my coworker. You know what I'm saying? So you like really pay attention, because it's crazy with like the clientele that I have and the people that I work with. It's crazy how much you expect the opposite sex to act like you, if you've never just taken time to study the basic differences between man and women from a hormonal place, or biological setup, like, just maturing and things that release into their body at certain ages. And like, it's weird, the men that think women should be like so much like them in certain similar ways and don't know how to appreciate those differences. And then vice versa, where, the women don't understand, like, well, why is he so logical? Like, in preparation for becoming not just a husband or a wife, becoming a friend of someone of the opposite sex, is good to do some research and try to identify, like, what is it that I need to know about this environment with this person and how they're wired. Like, treat people of the opposite sex like they're from a different country and they speak a whole different language, because somewhere psychologically they do, and there are different cultural norms that they just have that are opposite of yours, that it would be good to know. It's almost like do a little crash course. And if you want to get into a relationship with somebody, I'm telling you, it's good to. That's why I love Pookie. You know what I'm saying? Pookie is the closest female friend that I have, right? And so, even though Pookie is not the average, I'm choosing my words wisely because I'm not gonna get no cookies. The baked cookies. She helps remind me, and Pookie is straightforward, where I'm like, you're totally missing it. This is a woman you're dealing with. And she's able to I love the way Pookie's able to, she knows both sides of the track, being a madam and whatnot. So she knows how to speak to a man. She knows how to help a man understand what's going on with a woman. She's invaluable to me. So I think everybody needs that.
Did you call my sister a madam?
Oh, she knows she is. This is why she did this.
I didn't.
You didn't know that?
No, I did, but I didn't know that she came out with that as a public record.
Yeah, people know. Brothel. She got him out there.
Brandon. Man know for sure.
She raised them up.
Jeez. The way they should go.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. She ain't got no shame about it either.
No,
she'll write her memoirs one day. But to the video, I love that part, the studying part. What other part did you hear that you at least could try to take away from that?
See, the studying men kind of that was cringy for me, because she said as a single woman of God. I don't think she said your job is to. I think she may have said you should study men. But is that what the single woman of God should be doing? Studying men? Is that biblical?
All right, let's get into it then.
Like, I feel like there's so many other things that a single woman of God can be doing than studying men.
Single woman of God that wants to be married?
But you're studying what kind of man are you studying? You just study any old man? You just going out? I'm gonna study you. I'm gonna study you. I'm gonna study you. I'm gonna study you. Then what is that? So then what do people call her though? Oh, she's a hoe. Oh, she's a hoe.
What do you mean by study? Like, what do you think study means, Mike?
No, the only way. So the only way that I can study.
Oh, buddy.
Listen. So how is she supposed to study a man without maybe going on a date, without maybe having multiple conversations? Like, that is the book of Galatians 3:23. Gotcha. So usually when I'm thinking that you're studying men, you're engaging with multiple men, not necessarily having sex, but you're engaging in some form or fashion.
That's why when she was talking, when she said if you have a brother,
she said
like brother. If you have a brother, just get out of my room. Like, it's like, so that's what I think by studying. Just pay attention to how men move. Gotcha. Right? Pay attention to how they talk. If your perfect example is this podcast, if you are able to get in the room and you're not allowed to speak, that's a great place for you to learn. And I feel like that's what this podcast is. Carrie set it up this way where, a woman was never supposed to be on the podcast, even though you guys let one on at one time. But it's supposed to be a space for women to come and hear men, to learn something, to maybe see how we talk, how we wire, and where confusion comes from, and how we work through confusion. The amount of emotions we put in versus the amount of logic we put in. It's a great place for she could just watch this podcast and be studying men to have a better understanding. So many women have already sent us videos about, thank you. I didn't know men thought like that, or that helped me see why me and my man don't see eye to eye on certain subjects, because they're just looking at two men out of the billions, right? But they're starting to learn, like, oh, this is a tendency that kind of human has.
I feel that.
Not necessarily have to be a date.
So
if you start a relationship, not
so what you're saying is studying, even if it's, let's use a ridiculous number, studying 100 men will help you with this one man that comes along.
There's a lot of complexities in that.
It is a lot, but that's my point. I don't feel like I could study 100 women, and then the one woman that I choose to be with can be completely different from this woman, because you can get some base knowledge, but even with completely.
The base, I feel like the base knowledge there, I think is wise. It's just it's a good call. You may miss it with that one person, and then the odds are just not in your favor, but I don't think it was a waste of time. I think it's time.
I think it's good to see the things that you don't want, and maybe the things that you do want too. Like, oh, I like that in him. Oh, I didn't like that in him. Oh, I like that in her. I didn't. You know what I mean? But then again, it's that unicorn that could come along and change your whole mind on that.
No, it gets worse. Girl, close your mouth and listen. Then he said, study the ingredients for my sound.
Hey, there it is. No mayo, my nigga.
Yo, like
Mayo, no ranch, none of that.
let's nothing white and creamy
Nothing white.
at all.
No.
He want a
No.
desert sandwich, dry
Yeah.
with chicken tenders. That's it.
Yep. Do
I'll
he
tell
want
you,
the
like,
crust cut off?
he like a bougie nigga. Don't want nothing dark on his sandwich. Huh? I didn't say it, Dub. I didn't say it, Dub. We live, huh? I'll say it like this. Listening to this podcast may help you understand a certain type of man. How I've said plenty of times, like if you're debating, like if you have something you want to share with your guy, your husband or whatnot, and it's like 11 o'clock at night, you guys are about to go to bed. It might not be wise to open up something that you know that may be triggering, that's troublesome. You know what I'm saying? Right before bed. Like that's something that you'll what you read.
Lakeisha getting on my nerves.
Mike,
Lakeisha want to know Lakeisha want to know, do the grocery stores close at 11 or 12? She's trying to get these ingredients for Dub sandwich.
Wow, Vicky beat it to the punch though. She got the desert sandwich on the way. On dry mouth. Dub, you don't act like you ain't listening no more. Nigga, we know you still out there in internet land, still listening. I'm done with that. Let's move on. Let's find another video. Let's see what this one's about.
Black men date out their race.
Okay, hold on. Nope. We'll come back to that one later. Yo, this one, I think I chose this one specifically to see if we can piss Mike off. Ladies and gentlemen, is there anything else in the chat before I try to piss Mike off real quick? Right there. He said, not feeling good, fellas. I'm in the background. I got your back though. Nigga, you just waiting for this sandwich.
Right.
Yo, we should have people send in sandwiches, and that's like the blind date. You got to pick
based on the sandwich. That's good.
If you game for that, just send a thumbs up, man.
And we can have a live show, and we can have women bring in a sandwich, and you just blindfold, taste test the sandwich, pick your date. I like that shit.
Dub's not gonna eat sandwiches blindfolded though. You know this nigga. If you ever,
you gotta trust your brothers. We're not gonna let you go out.
He
like that.
doesn't trust us like that. You are. If you ever been somewhere to eat with him, the first thing he does is inspect his meal for anything white and creamy. This brother
have you eating a mayonnaise sandwich. That was down, my nigga. Hell no.
Why is your hand so black? God, this nigga picked the blackest of the.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, we know you dark skinned, but don't pick the darkest of the hands from the emoji.
I think I have my thumb up there.
I tell you, this brother tell me because that's the arm that he keeps hanging out the window when he's driving, so it's a little darker than the rest of his body. He swear that's his original tone. Damn avatar. All right. The chocolate
is real.
Is real. Oh man. Oh, wait a minute. I can't make him sandwich till he come around me. Bastain. Boy, I tell you. Listen, we about to start some trouble up in here. All right. I'm gonna do this one instead. So again, we're trying to see if we can piss Mike off today. Here we go.
Now that you have a new family, my daughter as your wife, do you see yourself still looking at Colorado as your permanent place of residence?
No.
Okay.
I do want a house on the East Coast. You know, house here in Colorado. That would be really nice, you know, just to get away and run away to the mountains, go snowboarding, you know, go to the East Coast, you know, just go hang out on the beach. I just enjoy just getting up and going, honestly.
Okay, well, I have a concern listening to you now. Because of marriage, you have to make decisions based upon both for your likes and dislikes. And you just said that you are willing to, you know, spend time between here and the East Coast. What I didn't hear you say is that you're willing to also include Lauren in that decision process. What I didn't hear is, hey, I have a wife now, so the decisions that I make have to be always included with my second person in hand. My concern is, are you chasing opportunities someplace else? And will you consider what you say you want to do has to always be in consideration with your wife?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how pissed off are you right now?
Listen, nigga. First of all,
you
You asked me a direct fucking question about my wants, and I answer according to what you asked me. Don't try to fucking sit here and now play it like, oh, you didn't include my daughter, and you didn't ask me about her. You didn't say, what do you guys? You said, nigga, what do you? And although those are what I want to do, that don't mean that we're gonna do it. I'm just telling you what I want to do. 6, nigga. On irritated. 6.
I feel like it's more of an 8, but I'll take your 6. I had a feeling that was first of all, you're asking me about my wife. Remember, you walked her down the aisle and handed her over.
No, it's not. That's his daughter first. My daughter, your wife.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like how you know what I'm saying to you. First of all, now this goes back to the conversation I told you about weddings, about women being given away in the first place. You know what I'm saying to you. But then it comes down to like when a parent thinks that they outrank the spouse.
Bruh.
Thank you, Vicky. Vicky said full throttle pissed. He said 9.5. Thank you. You just wasn't being honest. You use level 9 cuss words.
I just feel like parents need to like it's perfect. What you said is perfect. Nigga, you gave her away. That means she's not yours no more. She's now my wife first. Sorry, sir. She's your daughter fucking second. So don't then trying to hit me with the trick questions and the buffoonery. We're not doing that.
We're not doing it. You know what? Ali said it best. Those questions should have been answered before the marriage. Yep, I agree.
Exactly. Agree.
Prior to.
Yep. Because now the way you coming at me, I don't have to answer nothing.
Yeah, like he gave him.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You want to talk about that? No? Yeah, okay. Well,
I asked her last night while I was hitting from the back, and she seemed like she was okay with
it. Yeah. See, now we got to get ignorant like that since you want to, hit me with the shit.
Like he showed, like cut him off too. The guy was trying to be nice and answer, like, and I feel like I don't care how you feel. I didn't marry you. I don't care how you feel.
I don't care.
But then there's this idea that parents and there's they in the Bible they should be honored and stuff like that. But it goes back to, I feel like for me it goes back to that forcing conversation. Like there's certain things that you should not be negotiating with in order to honor or respect somebody.
Yeah,
I think that there is a limit that you cross to where you are in you're doing self-destructive things and you're actually dishonoring God.
I like that. I agree. I think that. So let me
look at your woman. I wish my dad would.
And that's so funny because I was about to bring that up. First of all, me and her dad's relationship is dope, but I wonder if fathers feel this sense of entitlement to ask these questions because the men are going to the fathers asking them if they can marry their daughter. To me, that's a fucking problem because I'm not going to ask. I didn't ask Janae's dad I told him I plan on doing this, this, and this, and I would like your blessing. But either way, I'm still finna do it. But it'll be nice to have your blessing. But to me, when you ask that man, is it okay if you're giving him full power over your relationship because he's the one saying, okay, no, you can't. Yes, you can. You're not making no fucking decisions in my relationship, bro.
I was asked to ask my lady if I could be her boyfriend to her parents. It was something that she desired, and it was a little ask. I was like, fine, you know what I'm saying? It's something she wanted. It's fine. I'll try it. And her dad told me, like, I can't give you that permission. He said that's her. You know what I'm saying? But again, it was something that she wanted. So I get that, but it can get a little tricky, and it can be it can send some mixed signals to where, I think like girlfriends and boyfriends, husbands and wives.
Yeah.
I think humans have a tendency to, if they're ever trying to come into a new place and be a person of significance, we have a tendency to size ourselves up to the people who are already the most important there and kind of see where we stand. Want to know where we stand compared to those people. And if you're asking that person to do things to honor this position that a person has. Like, you're asking, okay, can you ask my dad for permission or whatnot? What are you asking them to do for me?
Right.
In response to showcase that this person is of high value and importance for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that even asking that request shows where your allegiance or your alliance is. And it can be a little tricky. It can send some mixed signals when it's not double-sided, when it's not like you're asking people to make provisions and accommodations for this person that you're with. You know what I'm saying to you?
Right.
With a man, and he wants, all these things to be done so his mom can be happy with the relationship. It'd be interesting. A woman be like, okay, babe, but what about me? Like,
because that happens
here, right?
Because that happens.
And I think that's where women have an issue with mama boys. It's like if we're about to be married, I'm going to be more important than she is. And I think at some point that should start showcasing now.
Agreed. So I just want to, go ahead. Oh, yeah. Agreed. So like, what is it? Hey, bro, real talk. In that situation, that's one of them. So yeah, honor is very important. And like I said before, I didn't ask him anything. We had a conversation about what my plans were with as far as marrying his daughter. There was never a question that I posed to him. The only question that I'm going to pose is to her when I propose. I'm not proposing to this nigga, so I'm not going to ask him no questions. I'm going to talk to you like a man. We're both men. I'm going to explain to him, the feelings that I have for your daughter. I'll even go as far as my intentions and, all of that other stuff. And to me, that's the honor part. The fact that I'm even here talking to you about it is a form of honor because I ain't have to say nothing. You see what I'm saying? But as far as me asking, like, I agree. I kind of agree with you. Like, what am I asking for? Because what if he says no? Are we then not together? Can I not propose at that point?
So
because if his answer is so important that you want me to ask, what if he says no? Is the woman prepared for me to say your dad said no, so now I can't marry you? Prepared
and
for
now
that?
was this all just show, or is just really like this person has authority?
Exactly.
But now I got a devil's advocate for this though.
Run it.
So if you're not asking the dad, can I be her boyfriend, or can I, marry her? You're not asking any questions. Then what is the significance of him handing her off during the wedding?
Because until that wedding day, until we make those vows, that's still his daughter first.
So what is he handing over to?
He's acknowledging, okay, I am now releasing my daughter, because for all these 35 years, she was under my care. She was under my protection. But now I'm relinquishing these rights, if you will, to you. So now you have these responsibilities to protect, to take care of, to all the other stuff that comes along with it.
It sounds like the way the marriage ceremony has been traditionally showcased in the West. It sounds like,
I like the way you said that. I like the way you said that.
Traditionally showcased in the West.
Yeah.
It sounds like nothing happens until the father solidifies it. So everything up to that point is really his call. So if he tells his daughter no, then no. But if she does it outside of his blessing, then he is not going to contribute or participate in any of it the way that a father would traditionally do in the West. That's what it sounds like. And so that breaking away could also mean like, but see, this goes back to other traditions. Other tradition in the West is that the father pays for the wedding.
Yeah. But we forget about that part. I want you to ask, but my dad ain't not paying for this.
Y'all don't care? Y'all don't care about my opinion? What? Cool. All right. Well, then, if y'all gonna do your own thing, do your own thing. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, you see, like I just want to think it all the way through before I tell Pops.
No, but see, and that's another thing. You gotta, yeah. I don't know.
We 40. It's different.
I feel like it. I feel like it.
But I think that's Keisha said it, Don. That's crazy. Back in the day, girls' fathers paid for the wedding. Like, thank you for taking care of my daughter. But now that's not always the case.
Nah, it's not. whether it be for financial
So
reasons.
the first
whether it be-
question you sit down with the fathers, are you paying for the wedding? Nah, I ain't really going. Okay, cool. That's the only question I'm asking you.
See, but I feel so. That's funny.
That's petty. That's what that is. That's petty. That's very petty.
It stopped me in my tracks. That's pretty good. So my thing is, if we can't afford to get married on our own, we probably should wait anyway. The kind of wedding we want, if you want this big extravagant, we shouldn't be banking on your dad to pay for everything. We should be able to do it ourselves if we have to.
Let me tell you what this couple did that we went to counseling with. They went ahead and got married, and they said they're going to have their wedding next year.
Mm.
They're going to get married, and I think that year of them being married allows them to live together and stack money and position themselves differently. And then next year they'll have the actual wedding where people can come, but they're already married. And I think that the creative space that people are venturing into when it comes to relationships is beautiful, because I feel like for so long we've been pigeonholed into doing it under one template, and it's been stressful for a lot of people. That's why you have bridezillas, because people are trying to force their unique relationship into this one way of getting to the altar. That's not true to their personalities, and it is frustrating.
Yep.
It's incredibly frustrating, so
Yep. I agree with Dub said. He said getting married is not expensive. The type of wedding is what produces the high cost. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And
yeah. This brother, I'm gonna drink my water. Mind my business.
But that's what true.
All right, we got time for another video. Let's keep it running. Let's see. I want to make sure we'll do yours last. You know what? Let's do this video. This video is, what is this?
Black men.
Nope. Let's do this one right here.
Family of origin always puts a marriage in a bind. And the question is, what's the bind you're in? Family of origin always puts a marriage in a bind. And the question is, what's the bind you're in? Family of origin always puts a marriage in a bind. And the question is, what's the bind you're in?
What do you think he's saying?
That, for instance, my family, so it would be on my side, my mother, father, sister are going to have an issue with something surrounding me being married to Jeanette. That's crazy. That's crazy. Initially, I wanted to disagree 100%. But as I sit here and think, and even in retrospect, I think sometimes parents just want what they are saying the best for you, and they have that mentality of nobody's ever good for nobody's good enough for my son, or nobody's good enough for my daughter. So it's not that they're trying to impose, but that is initially what it comes off as. You see what I'm saying? Which what could be what he's saying the bind is.
He's asking, what is your bind? And what I hear him saying is that where you come from is not always going to look like what you two are trying to create. And so you and the place that you come from are going to have to be okay, or learn how to be okay, or work through how different it's going to look. Because ultimately what's in a lot of people's hearts is that they just wish they could continue the dynamics and the environment they've been living in and just add you to it.
Yeah.
That means you have to abandon and get rid of everything that you've been accustomed to. This is why if there's no funeral at the wedding, there'll never be a marriage. The bind is that a lot of times people say they're willing to forsake all others, but they're just thinking about other lovers. They're not thinking about other family. And in the vows, it talks about forsaking others. That includes parents and family and best friends and dogs and mentors. And it's just the bind is that with us trying to do a new and unique thing, what kind of tension are we going to run into because of what we're both used to?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Where I come from, you know, the men do most of the cooking. And that's like a big thing in my family. So to come into a marriage where the man is looking for me to cook all the time, I have to breathe through that. Yeah. Where I come from, the family I come from, the kids come before the spouse. When you married to me, I'm telling you straight up, like it's spouse before the children. Like that's a bind I'm gonna have to work through. Like with me, today I watched church online. This past 3 or 4 months, I've been to maybe 3 or 4 different churches. I'm just kind of flowing with God. My ladies used to something more consistent. And so it's like, what do we do about that? Because that's how I'm used to flowing versus how she's, you know, culturally been, you know, indoctrinated. And so it's those, and I think it's when he said it, it made me think like those binds, those are the things that you guys should be having conversation about.
Agreed. Now, do you have the conversations with your partner, or do you have the conversation with the family of origin, or do you have a conversation with everybody all in the same room?
Ideally, in my world, because of what I want to create in my marriage, I would love to have both families come together and me and my wife and sit and tell everybody what it's going to be.
That's good. That's you're
because I don't want to just sit and talk to her and then other people like, no, and I want everybody in this room to raise your hand and say that you understand and that you support this. Because the moment that you don't, I want you to clearly understand what the consequences are. Bringing everybody together it creates an opportunity for the 3 E's. Express what we are doing, explain what we are doing, and that you know that we're going to enforce what we're doing. And so that you're fully aware of the benefits of promoting and supporting us, and you're fully aware of the consequences of going against us. You will be cut off.
That's good.
Boundaries mean nothing if you don't enforce them.
That mean absolutely nothing.
If there are no consequences, the boundary means nothing. It's just a threat.
Right. And eventually, if that boundary keeps getting stepped over, the other party involved is going to know that, and they're not going to take nothing you say seriously. And that's how you get all of these parents and family members butting into these marriages that they have no business putting their input into, because one of the two parties has allowed that so many times that there is no boundary anymore.
What did we say in the beginning of the show? The only issues that come in are the ones that you brought in or the ones that you create.
Yep.
I think people are quick to say, well, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's the way my mom always told me. The only thing that's going to continue is what you allow. It is, and it continues to be that way generation after generation because somebody keeps saying, okay.
Oh, yeah, right. This is the last time. Just don't tell the other partner about it. What? You making backdoor deals with the ops?
Yeah, with the ops.
Sheesh. That ain't no marriage.
You ain't married to me.
Man.
We may have the contract and the license, but your allegiance is somewhere else, and it's apparent. Wow. Double entendre. Like that's wow.
And
wow.
It's apparent. It's
apparent, but it's apparent. Listen, I'm more talented than I realized.
This has been a record deal immediately.
Get me something. One hit wonder out here. That's and it's apparent. Sheesh.
Wow.
Let's move on. That was good. I'm gonna leave on a high note. That was a good one. Drink water and mind my business. All right, we got 10 minutes left in the show. Mike wants us to tap into something. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, bro? How you doing? Yeah, I know. Same. Did you know it was Men's Mental Health Month? Of course not, because nobody's really going to talk about that, but that's why I'm here. I just wanted to come in and check on you. I also wanted to just tell you that I'm proud of you. And I know as a man, right, some days seem a lot harder than others. And ain't nobody gonna clap for you for doing what you're supposed to do. That's just the reality of it. There's no pat on the back. But guess what? You made it another day. You asked to be here. And it's important to realize that your future self needs you. And so I never want you to underestimate the hole your absence would leave if you were not here on this earth. We all are remarkable in our own way, and it's just our duty to figure out what makes us special and to give that to the world. But I don't want to hold you up too long. Just wanted to come in and check on your mental health again, and just tell you that I'm proud of you, and I hope to see you again soon, bro. Have a good one.
Man,
Talk about it, bro.
it's so crazy. I don't know that man from Adam. I never met him. Probably never gonna meet him. Don't know. Don't follow him on Instagram. Nothing. But when I saw that video, it was as if we bonded. You see what I'm saying? Like you have this man here who gets it, who understands. Another human being understands what it's like to be like a man, and it's so important for us as men to check on each other's mental health, not just, hey, what's up? Because you saw at the beginning of the video, he said, hey, how you doing? He said, yeah, me too. Because our good, we doing good. That's all. Is I'm good. I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm good. You could be going through hell and high water, but that I'm good. I'm cool. I'm chilling is always going to be our first answer. And it's important for us as men to especially with the men that we love, that we have in our lives, it's important for us to dig past that surface, I'm good, because the rest of the world is okay with that answer. But for my brother Donnie, for my brother Doug, for my brother Karsh, for my brother Kerry, I can't be okay with the I'm good. Like, are you good? Or that's just what we're saying. You know what I mean? It has to be that. Because not taking anything against women, but just like men don't know what it's like to be a woman on a daily basis. We got to have some idea, but we don't know firsthand. Women don't know firsthand what it's like to be a man. And it's something about the love that you get from another man that feels different than the love that I get from my mama, from my sister, from Janae, from anybody. The love that I get from Donnie, or the hug that I get from Dub, or any of my other people that I call my brothers, the hug that I get from them transcends anything that I could get from Janae or my mom, because it's like a release. You know what I mean? It's a I have somebody. If I need to faint, I know you can hold my weight up. You know what I'm saying? If I need to at that moment of weakness, I know you're there. You can support me. I can't get that from nobody else. I can't get that from Denim. Denim can't. I'll crush him.
It's crazy. It's crazy when you're hugging someone and you feel like you're the one doing the hugging. You're not being hugged, because the one that's doing the hugging is the one that's doing the holding. And so you really never get a chance to really just let yourself be hugged, because you're worried about being a foundation and a pillar for whoever it is you're hugging. But when you hug somebody who can hold you, you let yourself be hugged. You allow that moment. And most men never feel held, or for different psychological and emotional reasons, let alone physical reasons, right? So I think that men should really embrace the moment when you're hugging someone who could hold you physically. Like that's an opportunity you should embrace, instead of that just what up, bro? Pat on the back. Last time we was held, I think we was 3 years old.
Man, look, I give the dap and then the hug. I give that to certain people, but the people that I love, that I call my brother, you getting both of these arms on me, and I need both of yours. No homo, but yeah, I need that.
I feel like ever since the day at that funeral, bro, it's just been different.
I know, right? That was
yeah,
and that's what it is. Like, because I'm sure you hug moms, you hug Maeva, you hug the babies, but it's just something when you get that, and it's not like it's like I got you. Go ahead, let that out. Cry, get weak in the knees. I got you.
Let me tell you, oof. When I saw that video, bro, I was great, And as soon as he said the first 4 words, hot tears.
Yep.
I cried the entire video, and I said, "What is happening right now?"
Yep.
And I sent that video to, I promise you, at least 18 men.
Oh, yeah.
And the responses I got back, bro, I was like, I feel like I told my friend, I told my lady after, I feel like lives were saved that day.
Seriously,
Because
man.
the responses I got back, like, man, I never feel seen or appreciated. Thank you for this. Nobody tells me thank you for all the things. They just tell me they need more things. Like the stuff that I heard back, like, man, I needed this today. Niggas I ain't talked to in 2-3 years. One dude ain't even my friend. He's just my jeweler. I sent it to him too. He's like, I needed this, man. One guy I met one time through a friend for a podcast, sent it to him. He was like, man, thank you for it. He said, you know what, bro? I need to hang out. Me and my lady is just usually the only ones hanging out. I need to hang out with some more positive men. Like, you just never know. Like, you just send that love out there to a man. Like, it don't matter if God puts it on your heart, put somebody on your heart to send them something. If it's a nice text message or a Uber Eats or, you know, a flower or, you know, just, you never know what someone needs and how it can impact them. It might save a life, man, for real.
Seriously. Like he said, that part about, you know, you don't know the impact of you not being on this earth. You don't know what that's going to do to people. Like that's going to, because I can think like, and I've been suicidal before, you know what I mean? And, you know, you just and suicide to me is a selfish act because you're only thinking about how I feel, but you're not even knowing that not just your mom, but your friends, and then the people that God that they can put you into the path of that you just completely change their lives. None of that's gonna happen without you.
Yeah.
You know,
it's important that we realize the importance of our mental health, because we will continue to stay around the same people that need us and never put ourselves around people that we need. And that's why we do a selfish thing, because it seems like everyone around us gets to be selfish but us.
Yep. It's wild.
I was telling my lady, she was asking, my birthday's in April. She was like, what you want to do for your birthday? I was like, I don't know yet. And she was like, well, tell me, because I'm trying to, you know, plan it out. And I said, I don't know yet. She's like, well, I need to know. So I was like, I said, she's so kind, man, her sweetheart. I was like, this is not about you though.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this is the only time of year that I really get to be selfish and think about me. And I said, I'm trying to change that, but I feel like I just need that more often. It's like, I just want to do what I want to do. I don't want to plan it out. I don't want anybody to surprise me with what they think I want versus what I ask for.
Mm-hmm.
So until I ask for something, just hold space for me. Because what happens is that it's like Father's Day, it ends up being about what they think and what they want. And they want to feel like they did a good job celebrating you versus do you feel celebrated? Is this what you were desiring? Like this post up that said, why don't men like celebrating their birthdays? And the guy responded, he said, because they're retired of getting socks from people who expect boat cruises.
Mm.
And then, but that wasn't the funny part. You read the comments and so many men were chiming in. They felt the same way. Like, man, honestly, I just want to be left alone.
Let me have a day to myself.
Except for the men who have people intentionally pouring into their life the way that they ask for it. And I think that that's a rare thing. So the women who are out there doing that and the children who are out there doing that, God bless y'all.
And what you said is the nail on the head, because we don't always know, but having a partner that creates that environment to where it's like, okay, just let me know whenever you figure it out or find out, or even if it's nothing you want to do, just let me know. I'm here. Go so far. It's no pressure. It's no, let me just think of something. Because what ends up happening when we have that pressure on us, we just, the first thing that come up to our, okay, buy me the sweatsuit I saw 2 years ago. I like that. Just buy that. That ain't what we. But I'm just trying to get you off my back at this point.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So to the men that are watching right now, just know that it's okay to be vulnerable. You know, I mean, it's okay to cry. It's okay to need a hug, want a hug. It's okay to hug other men when you need to. You know, and you know you are needed. The world needs men, strong men, strong men. And I'm not going to even just say strong black men. The world needs strong men. Period.
Yeah.
You know, that stand for something just and something right, and not just out here trying to fuck on everything and trying to get, you know, just superficial stuff. We need strong men that are about something, about God's business. I'll go as far as to say that.
Bro, is my screen frozen?
100%. 100%.
Oh man. Well, just in time. It's time to get out of here anyway. And I can't control the thing, so you got to put up the can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let me see if I do this.
You got to do that.
You back.
No, you got to do the 811 because it's frozen on my screen. Oh. Okay, whatever you did just worked.
Oh, there we go. Slide that.
Slide to the left.
Come on, man.
Slide to the right.
You don't stop.
All right. Man, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great show tonight. Thank you guys for chiming in. Text a brother that's on your heart and your mind. Just tell him you are appreciated. And you already know the words don't really land that much with us. Do something about it. Show him he's appreciated, man. Show him. From the simplest thing, just active listening without imposing your opinion or your feelings.
That's it. That's it.
Next time a man tells you how he feels, just hold space for him to share it. And then if you want to tell him how you feel about his feelings, wait, save for another day or the next conversation. Just let us have one. Let's have that conversation just be about us. Just one. Just give us one. One a week.
It'll go a long way. It sounds funny. It sounds funny. It may sound funny to some people, that it'll go such a long. Let us just have a W. It could be. I don't know what I want to eat. Can you pick it? Just pick the food. Just it sounds so. But like he said, so much stuff that people think that's small, but to a man that deals with so much, the small things become very big and they become very heavy. And that could be because of the way we process things. That could be because whatever the case may be. But those W's, like Donnie said, just let us just share and tell you how we really feel, even if it's something you really don't want to hear. If that's how that man feels, let him feel that. And you sit there and feel that with him.
Yeah.
That's what
and it's crazy because it's not asking for something that y'all don't ask for.
Right. You want us to open up.
But they also, everybody wants to be heard and wants to like sit with them in a moment. Everybody, men, children, women, old people. Yeah. It's a women. And I think that's something when I sit down and I coach men, or I sit in support groups with men, or I go to like my all men's Bible studies. I'm going to a big one tomorrow. It's the same thing. It's just like life seems unfair when we don't get the same things that other humans get just because we're men. Like we're talked about for being so emotionally dry at times, or being so like, just robotic at times, but it's the only kind of us that a lot of environments hold space for. Mm-hmm. But I love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
Yeah.
Dub, we definitely praying that you get better. I don't know what the hell wrong with you, but we definitely praying that you get better. Yeah. You got anything else? Oh, yeah, we do.
Lakeisha said life should flow like a river. Shave them rocks and go hard. I'm thinking about manscaping. Am I off?
No, I was thinking about my nuts.
Yeah, manscaping, just like shave them and go hard, like let it flow like river, I guess. Like a river. What else am I missing? Oh, prayer is what I'm missing, huh?
Prayer.
No, the eight. Yeah, I remember. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We like to lead us at the end of every show.
811, 988?
988.
It's not 811? What's 811?
Bruh, is this like one of those Mandela moments?
Oh, what's crazy is I had one yesterday. I'll talk to you after this.
It hasn't been 988, has it?
So I'm not tripping there. Is the number 811 or 988, bro?
988. It looks like.
But we've said 811. Am I or no?
I believe we have. I'm. Anybody in the comments? Okay. It was 811, wasn't it? Yo, what the hell?
811. 811. Somebody dial 811 and see what happened.
Don said 811 because it was the jokey flow. Oh, did I say that in a joke?
Oh, was that what it was? Because that number.
I'm about to trip out.
988. 988.
All right.
988. We're going with 988. Hopefully,
listen, if you've ever studied. Yeah. Hello, what's wrong? Honestly, hold on. Since we're gonna talk about it, we here spend a few minutes on this.
What are we talking about?
A little bit of therapy. I remember I told you guys I told you I had some friends who were call girls, and I told you that they told me like they're. Don't you start wheezing and laughing.
This nigga don't even want to share no more.
They told me that a lot of people who hired them, the men, it wasn't for the date or trying to have sex with them. They just need somebody to talk to. They paid them sex rates just so that they can talk to them. But this is not rare. I have friends who are strippers. If you know, like women who are strippers, a lot of times the guy just wants to talk. He goes into the VIP room just to somebody that will talk to and just humor him because they're paid just to, unfortunately, just actively listening, just like, okay, yeah, and just humor. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. I'm not gonna say it's because everybody's not giving us what we need. Sometimes we need to learn how to ask for it.
Yeah.
And we also need to learn how to hold our ground when we're not getting it, instead of just like letting, society kind of just tame us and be like, all right, I'm being too aggressive. I'll calm down. Yeah. Everybody else gets to show emotion, but me, no. You gotta be like, you know what? No. That's not happening tonight. I did that in my last relationship. And she always brought it up as a defining moment. I thought she did something. I was talking about it. I'm passive. I don't want to be aggressive. And I remember I told her something and I said, and that's the last time it's going to happen.
Ooh.
And she said, oh. And her respect for me changed. I didn't disrespect her, but I let her know that disrespecting me that way was no longer an option. But because we are called to, like, you got to accommodate and be compromising and be gentle and be soft. We sometimes, I think those things are good, but we define them the wrong way. And now we're emasculating ourselves and
100%.
losing the part of us that society needs so that everybody else feels safe. I don't need everybody to feel safe around me. That's not in my best interest or the best interest of my woman for everybody to feel safe around me.
I need my woman to feel safe around me and my kid. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Vicky.
So out here trying to stay dangerous.
My nigga. You gonna pray it
out? Sure.
Yeah.
Father God, thank you for another wonderful podcast. We thank you for using our mouths to get across the things that we feel that you put on our heart, Lord. We thank you for our brother Dub, that whatever's going on with his body, it's healed in Jesus' name. We just thank you that you let the people know that they are worthy and worth being here, Lord. So many people out there feeling like they have no purpose, they have no calling. What's the point of being on this earth, Lord? We just thank you that you show them, Lord. Show them your light and show them the way that they should be going and that you want them to go, Lord. We thank you for this upcoming week, that you will keep us safe and protected, Lord, whether it's going to work, whether it's going to school, whatever the case may be. Protect our kids, our loved ones, our family members, our spouses, Lord. We just thank you and praise you for being the God that you are. In Jesus' name, amen.
That was a good prayer. Nice and short. Made me think about our guy, man.
I got tacos going. Oh, man.
Yeah, made me think about our guy, man.
Big Rich. Ladies
and gentlemen, we love y'all. Hope you got something out of tonight. Please don't forget, give to the cause. Cash App us. We'll see y'all hopefully next week. Yep. Until then, Mike, anything else?
Nope. 2 Chainz.